What's up, Angel City?
Hi.
It's your girl Panda here with my girl Nina, and we are here to give you another episode of Angel City Chicks.
That's us. And it's been a while since I've interrupted your introduction.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Lots of things happening here, and it's not even Kittyville.
Oh boy. And it's not Chicks After Dark.
No.
There's no wine.
It's actually Sober Chicks.
It's Sober Chicks, yes.
Crazy. Chaos.
Saturday Sober Chicks.
This is unheard of for us.
It's Saturday, right?
Yeah, I feel like people are going to be disappointed, but we got bubbly water and coffee.
I have coffee and Rolling Stones. It's perfect.
So this is going to be a fun episode. You know, I think we've tied before where it felt like a loss. This tie didn't feel like a loss to me.
It didn't feel like a loss per se because Kansas City is such a good team, and they are currently on now an 11-game unbeaten streak.
Yeah.
So having said that, I guess it doesn't feel like a loss in a sense because it could have gone terribly, terribly wrong. But I mean, come on now. Didi and our defense,
holding it down.
But then in the other sense, it did kind of feel like a loss because we had that one. And, you know, we're going to get into what we thought about that game and especially the calls that were made, specifically one in particular. And if that should have been the case. And without that PK, we walk out of there with 3 points. So
we're very close. But before we get into that, you know how we like to start. We're going to give you some news and notes followed by the lineups before we get into our game recap.
Yes.
We'll do some stats and standings and give you a little preview.
Yes, we will.
Then we'll fluff it up and be out of here.
Fluff it up and go.
Fluff it up and go.
All right. I like that. Let's do it. All right. So what do you want to start with?
I want to start with Julie Ertz. I mean, technically, we still have rights to Julie Ertz, and she is no longer pregnant. She had her baby.
That is right.
Baby Madden was born about a week ago, I believe. And, you know, I'm very excited. I think Julie Ertz is going to be a wonderful mother. And secretly, I'm still kind of hoping
we see her in an Angel City kid at some point.
That would be really nice. I would really appreciate that.
You know, do you think that the name Madden was a nod to her husband and his football career?
100%. And it's super cute that they did that. I mean, I absolutely love it. I think it's an adorable name. And I love this.
Oh, yeah. I love this
and I love
too.
babies.
I know you are baby obsessed.
Baby obsessed.
It's a good thing I have kittens. They're close to babies, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, congratulations to the
Ertz family, the Ertzes,
and the new Madden Ertz.
Yes, Madden Matthew Ertz.
Madden Matthew
Which
Ertz.
is literally the perfect name.
Perfect.
All right, but other exciting news. Talk about hashtag boss vibes. Tell me. NWSL have announced a new CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. And who is this woman?
This woman is incredible.
Another Julie.
Oh my gosh. Like, seriously, yes, another Julie. Her name is Julie Haddon, and she was the former marketing officer for the NFL. She left what is arguably the biggest, most well-oiled machine when it comes to sports here in the US and the world, from what I've actually heard. Like, a lot of people take notes from the NFL and how that they run things. She stepped out of that role into NWSL because, well, she sees it as, I think she compared it to a startup about to take off, meaning she sees potential in this league to do some amazing things. And she's like, you know what? I want to be a part of that. And I trust that she can see these things because let me just read something to you. She has jumped from job to job where people told her, that's not a good move. And then it took off. And what I mean was she became head of marketing at DreamWorks Animation before things like Shrek and Madagascar and Ants. When people were like, animation is going to be a fad. Guess what? Not a fad.
Joke.
She also left consumer promotions gig at eBay to work for a startup called PayPal.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. 2 years before the arrival of the iPhone. And she was scolded for leaving because, you know, there was unproven technology. But she said, nope, I'm going to go. And look what happened. She did the same thing when she left PayPal for Twitter. She left PayPal for Twitter. And the colleagues, they all questioned, why'd you market such a useless tool of noise, which arguably still a tool of noise,
but a very popular tool of noise.
Useless. And she was told, you know, why are you gonna do these things? Because time after time after time again have proven that she can see stuff that a lot of people can't. And the fact that she's coming in here and saying, I see potential in the NWSL, lets me think that yes, we
Mhm.
do believe that. That's why we're here. That's why we're investing in this. And we've said all along that women's sports are trending hard right now,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they are pulling bigger returns on investments for companies, and they're taking notice and looking. And this is just one more testament to that. And I think this is incredible. So, welcome, Julie Haddon, to the NWSL. I hope and pray that we get to have this fun conversation 10 years down the road where we're like adding that to your list of things that people said that's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
good idea, because I think it's a great idea, and she's got a lot of ideas. She's wanting to put players out there in the forefront. She wants to be very family focused with a lot of things. She wants to bring in influencers. She wants to blow this league up.
And she wants to make sure people can find the games.
Oh my
So let's talk
gosh.
about that. Let's
What
get into
a
this.
segue.
Woo,
All right.
because so Amanda and I both had things yesterday. It was my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Woo!
Mama Kiefer. I
Happy
love
birthday,
you
Mommy.
and miss you.
So I was out to dinner with my mom,
Yes.
and you were back at whose house?
Champ's house.
Yeah, we got a few Rams
Yeah, sorry,
things here.
sorry for the Rams spam, but we had our first home preseason game since winning the Super Bowl. So we got to go and see them take on the Houston Texans. Unfortunately, they did lose, but this means absolutely nothing. They're literally just trying to get their players in there to vie for spots on the team once we actually play games that matter. But either way, we
Mhm.
were unable to catch the game. I mean, it was going on while I was in traffic trying to get to SoFi, and I would have loved to have been able to put it on and listen to it on my commute, but alas,
We couldn't find it anywhere.
where the heck was it?
It was on CBS Sports, but I have that. And I looked and I didn't see it in my app.
it was very
So-
odd. And then they also do this thing with Twitch where it's on there, but it's for if you're out of the country.
Which is ridiculous.
Meaning-
I'm not Kansas is basically another country.
Oh,
Like, let's be real here.
hands off my Midwest, okay?
Basically another country. I should have been able to watch this game.
Well,
On
at least
all of these-
easily. Yes.
Our last game, it was on everything. I felt like it was on Paramount, Twitch, every single channel had this. And now we're down to iHeart and CBS Sports, and that's it.
It's just so weird. And it's just right when we got like used to Paramount being the thing, and we're all like, where's it at on Paramount? Like everyone was okay with it now. And now
Right?
it's not. And I saw a lot of conversation out there about this. Like, where's the game? Why can't I find it? And people have all kinds of different ways of getting it. I know there's certain packages on Hulu if you have
Oh.
them, which I think it was going to cost me $70 to upgrade. Sorry. I love
No.
you, NWSL, but no.
I'm poor.
You know how, you guys, this is how we watched it. You ready?
Yeah. This is how we ended up
This is
just
how we
watching
watched
it.
the game. We got on to Twitch, and thankfully, a lovely gentleman who covers the NWSL and some Liga MX Femenil teams in Club America, he watches the games on Twitch and does a Spanish broadcast. He kind of overdubs it, meaning when he's
Yeah.
not talking, I can actually hear our broadcasters. So that was kind of fun. Like every once in a while, I got some good tidbits that I could understand, but we're definitely challenging our Spanish. But yes, I had to watch some guy from Mexico City who uploaded his broadcasted version of the US stream on Twitch of this game. Why?
Boy.
Why?
Yeah.
Somebody tell me why that was the case.
I mean, I'm glad you were able to dig and find it, because I was sitting there like, I don't even know how we're going to do this podcast.
Right.
Like, we couldn't watch it yesterday, couldn't find it today. I had no idea what we were going to do if we couldn't find a stream where we could rewatch this.
Well,
So,
thankfully, shout out to what was his name?
yeah,
Majestic 24. I don't know.
something like
Either
that.
way, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. We'll
Yeah.
have to tag you. I know he's on Instagram. We'll have to tag him in
Yeah.
it. And
Thank
give
you
a-
for putting this
yeah.
on, because even though the feed was choppy, NWSL, I thought
It
we were
was-
fixing the
It was
cameras.
very twitchy.
Very twitchy on the Twitches. We were at least able to watch,
Yeah.
thankfully.
We were able to watch the game, and I mean, obviously, he was speaking very well in Spanish, but I just don't know Spanish well.
I got bits and pieces, but
There were words here and there, and it was great. I mean, it was definitely a learning game for us. But
yeah, it was fun.
either way, we could still see it. We could still watch it. It was there. I mean, we can obviously make our own assumptions about what we think. It's
But hey, Julie, make this one of your first things as you step into the new position.
yes,
Can't market a game. I can't find it.
Right. I mean, you can market it all day long,
Doesn't
but
matter.
what's the point if no one's going to watch it? Like, you just wasted all your money because you're not going to get any kind of revenue streams from viewership. But
Yep. I need to be able to see
Either
this
way.
game. All right, let's dive into this game head first. Let's start with some player injuries and things
Oh.
like that.
Yes.
So, playing Kansas City Current, we do know that they had 3 players out with season-ending injuries, including Sam Mewis.
Oh
They
my-
had 2 other players that were out with right leg injuries. But let's talk a little bit about this Angel City availability report. Amanda?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we finally got a little answers to the questions people have been asking, and we chose not to really address them because I don't know.
Rumors.
I always like to put out information that is accurate and not beyond the rumor mill. Like,
But I think we can now safely say
Sydney LaRue is out with an ankle injury. I
Mhm.
don't know. I think her illness must have been that she was just sick about it. I don't know.
but we know Sydney was spotted on
Yes.
crutches.
Last game, she was spotted on crutches,
Spotted
in a boot. Something we had heard, but again, it was all speculation. So we don't want to say anything, but it looks like it's now confirmed that it is a right ankle injury. I don't know the severity of it. I don't know if this
I mean, talk to
is-
me. I mean,
yeah.
you're a doctor, nurse, person, medical stuff. Why would you be in a boot?
I mean, obviously, if I don't know what kind of boot it is, sometimes
There are different kinds of boots.
Well, there's some that can immobilize. There are some that can move pressure off of areas so that when you're walking somewhat normally, you're not like dispersing the weight like on the heel. Like if it's an Achilles, there's certain boots for those so that you can rehab in those. There's other boots where they're literally like you're broken and you want to immobilize so it can heal. So I don't know.
So
what
we
kind-
have no idea.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's a bad sprain. I don't know.
Could it be
if
like a
it's-
bruise, like on her?
I can't imagine.
Like
it's a
when I
bruise. There's
stub my
no-
big toe, sometimes it really hurts.
Sure, but you don't want to put pressure on that.
So boots put pressure.
I mean, they can, but I don't know why you would want to envelop it in a brace if there's a bruise. Like a bruise is obviously just like bursting of blood vessels under the skin
I
when
guess
you
and
had
they do
a
say
contusion.
ankle very specifically.
Right. They don't say like lower leg, anything. I don't know. Nobody knows. We haven't asked. We don't know. If we find out, we will
Hold on,
let
let me
you
call
know.
Sydney. I'm just kidding.
Right, hold on.
Let me see if she can just jump on the phone with us real quick.
BRB.
I wish.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was, like I said, a sprain, a strain, a tear, a bone injury. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So how much hope can we, the fans with no medical knowledge, have, do you think, knowing boot and crutches? Like, is this something that could just be very preventative? And
I mean, sure, you can always assume that they're being super cautious because they want her to be available for games towards the end of the season. Absolutely. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say because at this point, I feel like,
I don't like surprises.
well, at this point, if you're in a boot, you're waiting for it to heal. And then once you're healed, then there's rehab time. Nobody goes from a boot to 100% right away. So I don't know. I can't answer the question because I don't know the severity of the injury. Oh, and when did it happen?
Right?
Was this a training injury? I don't
I
know.
mean, she's been out for 3 games now.
Yeah, because Orlando was the first one.
Mhm.
So
So
yeah.
it's been a while. And, I do believe she was sick at some point. But then when did she get
Did
hurt?
she like kick something because she was so upset she missed the game?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like if she was sick, let's say, just play with me here for a minute. Let's say she was sick, cough, cough, whatever, can't play. I can't imagine she was playing, practicing. So
So she
what
must have
happened first,
gotten
the chicken or
better.
the egg? Like
Oh.
was she already
hurt and then she
then
got sick?
and then they're like, we'll just throw that out there and see until we find out? Or did she get sick and then was this a maybe football related injury? Like
Oh
I said,
my
I
God.
don't know, man. There's so much to talk about in that.
There's
Anyways.
so much uncertainty and I don't like it. I
I
just want to
know.
know answers.
Well, on top of that injury report, it's the most of the same people. We have a new one. Wait,
Mhm.
yeah. Hope Breslin,
Yeah.
left shoulder.
I don't think you need your shoulder to play soccer though. So it must be like can't play when you're running? Like cuz you
I mean,
run.
maybe it was something.
I hope you're watching on YouTube because if you're not, you
Nina's
just
fake
missed
running
my-
right now. I don't even know what that looks like, but
Well, how else would you be moving? I mean, throw-ins.
Well, yeah, or there's a lot of shoulder contact. People can
Okay,
fall.
fair.
So if it's any kind of injury where they need to like baby it a little bit, then I don't think that she should be in because it's still a contact sport any way you look at it. I mean,
Very true.
so it could I don't know what that could have been. She could have fallen on it and maybe just like you said, contused it, bruised it. Maybe just banged it up a little.
Love when you say contused. It's just such a funny word.
You
to
like
me.
when I use medical terms correctly,
right? It's something I don't hear very often.
All right.
All
so
right.
the rest of them,
Gilles still out, unfortunately, but hopefully back soon. Still mad at Canada for banging her up.
Mm-hmm.
Never gonna.
Yeah, it's like they borrowed our car and took it out joyriding and like through a field of rocks and stuff and gave it back. We're like, it's fine.
With no gas.
It's fine. Yeah, and no gas. Thanks.
Yeah, and a dead battery.
Thanks. I hope this worked out well for you because it does not work out well for us.
In happy news, Vanessa Gilles knows who we are.
Oh my gosh. Would you like to tell everybody your little story?
So excited. So
fangirling over here.
Yeah, super fangirling moment. So we know that Vanessa Gilles has come out as an LAFC supporter. She denied a Galaxy kit from a fan.
Said it was a waste of money. That was a little harsh.
Yeah.
A little harsh. So,
but we did see Gilles at the LAFC game. She was in our section. And I got really shy and didn't want to go up and say hi. But then I went to the bathroom. And as I'm walking out of the bathroom, I see Vanessa Gilles and I'm just like, hi. And she's like, hi, I think I see you guys everywhere. And I was like, yeah, I'm Nina, by the way. And she goes, I'm Vanessa. I'm like, I know.
I wasn't around. Did she know who I was?
She did know who you were. I was
no
like,
way.
Yeah, she's like, you're always with that other girl. I'm like, yeah, that's Amanda. And she's like, oh, very cool. I'm like,
I'm that other girl.
I'm your biggest fan over here.
Hi.
Anyways. Like, can you play now?
Yeah, right. We'd love to cheer you on out there. But yeah, so
I got so giddy and I fangirled so hard.
She did, y'all. But that's cute. I'm glad though. It's good to see her out. I do hope we get to see her before the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's just she's just such a good person to have on our back line. And thankfully, though, our back line did show up in this game.
Yeah. Speaking of the back line, though, Jasmine Spencer, COVID protocol. Womp womp.
Womp womp. I can't reach the buttons from here in this little setup, but I would do the womp womp button.
Yeah.
And all the other, just the normal.
The norms.
The normsies.
Yeah. So
anyways.
All right. Let's get into this. Kansas City did not put positions on their starting lineup and they did it in numerical order. So thanks for nothing.
Oh my gosh. If you were rating this card, it would get an F.
Absolute F.
F. There's
like,
no
position.
Nothing
for, at least they didn't just do last names though.
Yeah, but there's no positions.
No positions.
Numerical
order.
It's numerical order. It's awful.
Yeah.
Get better.
Be better, Kansas
Be
City.
better,
Current.
Kansas. Geez, stop focusing on your barbecue.
All right. In numerical order, they started number 3, Kristen Edmonds. Number 4, Haley I can't read that far away. Sorry, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm just a little blind. This is difficult. Number 4, Haley Mace. Number 5, Cece Kaiser. Number 7, Elizabeth Ball. I wonder if she's related. Number 8, Kate Del Fava. Number 10, Lau Labonta. Number 11, Desiree Scott, the captain. Number 21, Franch. We love watching Franch play.
Every time you say her name or I say her name, I feel like I'm saying the word French with a really bad country accent. Y'all want some French fries? Sorry. That's all I can think
I
about.
wonder if she gets that being in Kansas.
French.
All right. Number 22, Alex Loera. Number 25, Kristen Hamilton. And number 24, Claire Lavogies. You did
it the dumb way.
I know.
It's Lavoge.
Lavoge. I'm
pretty.
Sorry, I'm not.
We joked earlier that it should be like Lavoges.
Because that's how.
Because we're American.
Yeah.
But no, it is a Lavoge. And I love saying that name.
I'm not as talented as you. I apologize.
We have a shoulder. Speaking of shoulders, we have a shoulder procedure that's spelled Laterjet. Looks like later jet.
Oh,
but it's called a ladder J procedure.
Oh.
Look how fancy we are. All right.
Lavoge.
Now I'm going
to
give you.
Need a ladder J.
Lavoge does not need a ladder J. Although Hope Breslin might. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into our lineup on our beautiful card. That is, does that get an A? What would you change on our lineup card?
First names.
You want first names?
I want first names.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a B.
Okay, so B. Got it.
Because at least we have positions.
That's true.
But we also tend to like not play in the positions we post. So
yeah, because I mean, yeah, I understand. Anyways, let me get into it real quick. Of course, our goalkeeper holding it down, as always. Number 13, Didi Herachich. In the forward position, we've got number 10, Claire Emsley, and 18, June Endo. Our midfielders are 29, Clarice Lebion. Number 9, Savannah McCaskill. Number 8, Carrie Riccaro. 17, Danny Weatherholt. And then holding our back line down. Number 20, Tyler Lucy. Number 14, Paige Nielsen. Number 6, Megan Reed. And captain, number 5, Allie Riley.
Love it. I love it. I love it.
It was a good one.
All right. Let's get into this game and talk about this stadium for a second, because we know we've heard from several people, and we know for a fact also Kansas is going to be building a new stadium, a soccer-specific women's stadium with a state-of-the-art training facility just for them.
The only team that has that. I mean, it's one thing to be able to play in like an MLS stadium with the big boys, you know, but this is for just the girls.
Own stadium. I love it. And
this is a no boys allowed club.
And you were saying, though, that this new stadium actually helped them to get the bid for World Cup as well.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what I heard on the broadcast in between Spanish. And but they were saying that the reason Kansas City did get a World Cup stadium bid for when they're here in what year is that? 2026? Yeah, when they're here in 2026, they will be able to use that stadium because I guess whatever renderings and everything that they provided to them, I mean, they were obviously very impressed with it. And I don't know, do you know the capacity of that stadium?
I thought it was 10,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not,
it'll probably be
massive, but
smaller teams will probably play there. I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I love that. And you know what? Speaking of 10,500 people came out for this game. Kansas City Current against Angel City.
You know, and what I love about that is Carrie Riccaro at the end of the game had a statement, and they were talking about the environment and how amazing it was there. And she was saying, you know, when she entered the league, what I think it was like 7 years ago, she remembers playing in front of 500 people in Kansas, and now to be playing in front of 10,500 people,
amazing.
It just shows how much this league has grown, and I mean, it's amazing.
And Lauren Sesselman said the same thing. She was on KC Current as one of her first NWSL teams, if not, I think her first. And they used to play at like a high school.
Yeah,
she's like, we've come a long way from playing on a high school field.
From high school to your own stadium, like
that's huge.
Come on, like again, we are a startup about to take off. I think we're well into that phase, and we're just ready to rev the engine. So, anyways.
Yeah. All right, so Angel City are going to kick off against the KC Current, who are in an unbeaten streak in front of the largest crowd that Kansas City has ever seen.
Yes.
In the second minute, Riley crosses the ball in, looking for Riccaro, but that ball goes wide. Fourth minute, June Endo presses high, challenging the Current keeper as she receives a pass back and is attempting to play it up. Current return with a shot on goal, easily saved by our girl, Didi Herachich.
Heck yes, and we're going to say that probably a lot during this podcast.
There's a reason she gets player of the
exactly.
match.
So in the 9th minute, Current have another try with a cross, and it's fired over the goal by Lavoisier. And let's talk about this defense. We were very impressed with them last game, and so far they seem to be kind of holding solid. So even with the crosses that get through, the defense is still staying collected, and Didi is making great saves. And that is what we're going to need in this game from start to finish.
Absolutely. Our defense is going to have to hold it down to make sure we can get something out of this game. And you know who else we need? We need our forwards to get it done too. In the 12th minute, we see Emsley play the ball up to McCaskill, who lets that ball roll out because McCaskill thinks she's offside, and they pan over to Freya. And I was very intrigued by this because, yeah, she probably was offside, but the fact is there's no VAR in this league.
Yeah, like I very rarely see somebody like intentionally not go for a ball when they think they're offside. Usually they do the opposite. They try to pretend like they weren't.
Yeah.
Because like you said, there's no VAR. So why not go for that? Because she may not have been that far off. I don't know. Like it all happened so fast, and I hate rewinding on Twitch. But yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you play it until you're called?
I think she should have played it, but maybe we just didn't hear the whistle. Maybe it was called. Who knows?
I don't know.
But
anyway, she was still
just one of those weird plays you don't
upset
see
about something. So you have to wonder what happened there.
Yeah. In the 16th minute, speaking of upset, Lucy gets pulled central, and Loera is able to cross that in for a shot from Hamilton, saved by Didi. And I was a little frustrated with Lucy in this moment because I felt like she was very out of position getting pulled into the middle of the field. There are times definitely when the defense or the defenders cross each other and they cover each other's position. But in this case, it seemed like Lucy was just out of position.
Yeah, it seemed to happen a lot. They would make that run up the side and they'd be completely all alone. And, you're kind of wondering, like, who is supposed to pull on over there? And why are they getting so many chances to cross it in the box?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Still in the 16th minute, Emsley has a good chance on the counter, but it is cleared. And we're challenging Franch when she has the ball at her feet. Emsley is almost able to get this one away, but the current defense step in and help Franch out by clearing it. This takes us to the 27th minute when we see a good shot by Endo receiving the ball from Le'Veon. Franch seems to think it's going to be a cross, but Endo tries it and it's saved near post.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I know. I don't know what she was trying to do with that, but it was a good shot and I want to see Endo do more of that.
Yes, we need Endo to get her groove back and start shooting a little bit more, not just making those passes. In the not 25th minute. I don't know how I did that.
So I was trying to look up when that was because we've gone from the 27th minute back to 25.
Anyways,
either way, there's a yellow card on Recaro
for tripping Kaiser.
Which is kind of interesting because literally Recaro seconds before that was tripped and nothing was called. And then turned right around and basically gives it back to her, and then he calls her for the
little bit of a pattern coming up for this referee. I don't know if the current gave him some cash or promised him stock in barbecue.
I don't know, but I saw plenty of things happen to us not get called, but then the same thing happened to them that did.
Yes, absolutely. In the 30th minute, La Jove, did I say that right this time? Has a one-touch shot and fires it at goal. Didi's able to push that over the crossbar for a corner kick. In the 37th minute, we see the whole team go and get some water while Kaiser is down with an injury from a challenge with Recaro, and she gets some attention from the medical professionals and the trainers on the team.
Yeah, in the 41st minute, we're going to see Loera and Lucy are going to collide while challenging for the ball.
Ouch.
Yeah, we don't like to see that, but thankfully everybody was okay. In the 43rd minute, Labonta tries for a one-touch goal after a cross from Kaiser, but that shot is directly kicked to Didi, and she's going to save that 10 out of 10 times.
Absolutely. Our girl Didi holding it down per usual. We see a few minutes of stoppage time. Current have a try late into that stoppage at the end of the half, but it is saved beautifully by a diving Haracic. And we actually go into this half tied 0-0.
And I think at this point, I think they're feeling pretty good. Like we said, the defense, Didi, they've been holding it down because they definitely were getting shots off. Unfortunately, we weren't spending very much time on our end of the field, which we needed to change.
I don't want to say it out loud, but do we have a forward curse?
Something's going on. And we said this when we had our mid-season recap. We were talking about the defense is what has kept us in here. Because again, we were literally the top of the table. I think we were second or third in goals allowed.
Yeah.
But goals that we had actually gotten for ourselves, we were at the bottom of the table. So, and this is the same thing here. We're not allowing them to come into our goal, but unfortunately, we're also not taking any of those shots. I don't know what the halftime stats were, but
wow.
They didn't show them.
Wow.
They didn't show them on Twitch. Remember? I was waiting. I was waiting for halftime stats
because we were in love, and I guess we're not.
Sorry, it's not my fault.
But let's talk about this defense for another second here, just because one of the things that strikes me also is a lot of these balls that Didi is saving, we're saying they're fired directly at her. She's catching them. That goes credit to Didi's awareness and her placement on the pitch, but also partially to the defense for making sure that they are putting themselves in a place where they're cutting down on other possible angles. So this is a lot of credit to our defense for keeping us in a lot of these games. And, we've said it before, our midfield are the ones that are leading our scoring.
Yeah.
So
1000%. Our forwards are not the ones that are getting on the scoring column. We've got Savannah McCaskill. We've got Carrie Recaro. We've got Allie Riley. We've got our defenders back there scoring as well. So yeah,
it's interesting.
We need to rev the forward engine a little bit, but
we need to get them out of the boot. Give them the boot.
Give them to boot. Either way, that's how that half shapes up. I would love to know what Freya might have said to them. Hopefully she was happy with the fact that they had held them
Held the
off
tie.
because, like we had said, this is an unbeaten team. I mean, coming into this, they had not been beaten in 10 matches.
That's a lot. And that's a big, intimidating thing to go into a road match knowing. I mean, it did seem like we came out of the half with just as much energy and momentum as we left the half with. In the 54th minute, there was a big chance as the ball goes to Current and they push up and they have a good cross, but Reed is able to head that ball past the goal for a corner kick.
Yeah, and you talk about energy coming out of the half. I think one of those pieces was the fact that Charlie was now in the match.
Yes.
She came in for Le Bihan.
We know Charlie will always bring us some energy.
Yes. So in the 60th minute, Kaiser has a shot. It goes wide of goal. Nothing there. In the 61st minute, Labonta has a try. Has a try?
Yeah.
Has a try. She has a go. She has a
try.
She has a try at it. She tries to kick the ball and it gets blocked, unfortunately, by the defense for her. And then in the 62nd minute, Del Fasa. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's make sure I said that right.
Yeah.
I never know if it's auto-corrected incorrectly or not. Del Fasa earns a yellow for a challenge on Endo, sliding and tackling her from behind. So the one and only yellow card that Kansas City would actually see in this match.
Whatever.
Despite how we feel about that.
In the 66th minute, KC Current make a few subs. We see Elise Bennett coming in for Hamilton and a Victoria Pickett in for Lavoisier because it's hard enough for me to pronounce it 3 times. In, as the boys like to call it, the 69th giggity minute, the Current have a free kick after a foul from Charlie that's played in but cleared. In the 73rd, Charlie goes 1-on-1 with Franch, and Franch comes out and she's able to make the save, but Charlie's also called offside. And, you know, we've said this before. Charlie is that Energizer bunny. She's the one that gives us hope and energy in the second half. And I do love her as a target person up top.
Yeah, no, she's a lot of fun to watch. Just unfortunately, she was a little too energetic on that ball, and good. I
Just
guess
a step too quick.
I guess
on
you're
her
kind of
takeoff.
glad when those things don't go in the back of the net and when they're called offside, because then you're like, well, it's okay.
Yeah.
But had it gone in, darn it.
Yeah. Talk about referees not knowing what's happening. 76th minute, Tyler Lucy gets a yellow card. Whatever. 78th minute, Endo dribbles the ball up, plays it back to Riley, who crosses it in, and Recaro gets her head to it, and it's a goal for ACFC.
It was such a good play, such good ball movement, and just awareness by Recaro to be there and be able to head it in perfectly. I mean, it makes you want to just fall down to your knees, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fall backwards, maybe?
Maybe fall backwards.
Yeah, maybe just topple.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys caught that. Probably not, because I don't know. Like I said, rewinding sucks. But Franch, what we're talking about is Franch. Whenever I think she was just caught off guard. It was just one of those things where she just watched it go in. She kind of did a little like up and over, watched it, and as soon as it hits the back of the net, she just falls straight back as well. Like
It's like,
it was kind of like crap. It was basically crap.
I couldn't, like, she doesn't put her hands up. She
Nope.
doesn't like put her leg back to brace herself. She just goes, blum.
She just falls down, and I mean, it looks like she did it on purpose. It was just one of those, like, you know, if you ever just fall and collapse on the bed at the end of the day, that's kind of what she did. Like,
Just, but no bed there.
there was
Oh
no,
yeah, like those or that not meme, I guess, that like trend where it's like you flop on the couch and then you roll.
you
like-
flop down on the bed and then you roll and you pull your blankets up and you're asleep.
No.
What?
There's this thing on like the TikToks and
Oh.
Instagram Reels where it's like, I told my boyfriend he was hungry and he said he would start making dinner instead of volunteering to go out and pick us up food. And it's like the person falls like, boom, and then
Oh.
they roll.
Nope.
Okay, it's a thing.
Like, she'll send me
All-
this meme later.
All of the youngsters are doing it.
Oh, God, get out of here.
All right, go ahead and take us through what's
Yeah.
up next.
All right. So obviously, 78th minute, we got the goal. We are up 1-0. And there was a stat out there also about KC Current not conceding
Conceding.
first.
Yeah.
How many games it had been? Like, it's something crazy, but we did.
Hey.
They conceded. Yep, they conceded a goal first. We're up
We
1-0.
got that.
In the 79th minute, we're going to see Current try for a quick counter, but Dee Dee's there to save it, like she always is. And then in the 80th minute,
Meh.
this happened. So we've got Paige Nielsen. She's going to earn a yellow card, and unfortunately, it is going to give them a PK. The Current are going to be at the top of the box.
Ugh.
Ugh,
And like
it
they
stinks.
say this is a tackle from behind, but I feel
No.
like she was trying to clear the ball when the current player steps in front of her. And she actually has that first touch, but then when the player moves in front of her, she just gets her legs.
Yeah, we rewound this so many times to watch it because sure, upon your first like little glance, it looks like she just takes her out, but no. Nielsen, she kicks the ball, like does like a little first touch, and then she's going to, like you said, clear it. And the current, who was it that do you know who it was she found?
I couldn't tell.
I forget who it is that
Glitchy
she
twitchy.
probably Kaiser. Probably Kaiser. But she literally like comes around and steps in front of her to play the ball. And she just basically, as Paige is kicking the ball, she gets swiped out from behind. And I just don't think it should have been what it was. Had we had VAR and they went back and looked at it,
They would have been like, no,
I think
foul.
they would have. I think that they would have been like, no foul.
And let's talk about why sisters are the best in the world, because Paige Nielsen's sister has a tweet just like,
she said something like the refs have hit an all-time low with how they're calling games right now. So she was very upset.
She's not wrong,
obviously, with this. And I think it was just very lopsided.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, just again, we had 4 yellow cards to their 1.
And for the same kinds of fouls. And this one, to me, not really a foul.
No, don't step in front of her and you won't fall down.
But, I had a moment of hope because I do know who stands between our posts, and that's Didi Haricic.
Yeah, if anyone's going to save a PK, it's her.
Yeah, so Labonta steps up to take this PK, and unfortunately, she is able to fire it past Didi, who guesses the wrong direction. And you know what? Let's take a minute, though, and talk about this celebration, because I feel like everyone might have seen the celebration before even watching this goal, if you weren't watching the Angel City game.
I saw the celebration before I even watched the game. Like, it popped up on Twitter.
Everywhere.
And I'm pretty sure it was like Labonta, scores the PK, pulls a fake injury, and twerks. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Come again?
See, she fakes an injury and twerks. I'm just trying to put this in my head of what it means. So obviously, I went and watched the video.
I loved it. I'm like, if it hadn't been against us, I would die for that. But, it hurts a little being against us. But this is amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, no. And if you don't know what we're talking about, obviously go out there and try to find it. But Labonta scores the PK and she runs over to the kind of towards the sideline, where you take your free kick or you take your corner kick. And she's like got her hand on her hammy, like, oh, like it looks like she pulled her butt. And then all of a sudden she just smiles, turns around and gives it like a three little twerks.
Yeah.
And it's funny because someone asked her about this and I loved her response. She said so many times in the women's league when we score, we all just like run and hug each other. And I think she said, and like kumbaya is what she called it. And she's like, I want to make these celebrations, more like fun and individualized. Like the guys do it, like the girls do it. Like, go over there, like celebrate your goal. I have no problem with that. I thought it was funny. And I guess someone said something to her on Twitter and she said, bet. And I think somebody was like, if you score, do this. I don't know if they told her exactly what to do or if they were like, you need a goal celebration. I would have to deep dive into that one. But I would love if they were like, hey, next goal you score, I want you to fake an injury and then twerk. I mean, I could see them saying that. And then that's exactly what she did. So good on her for going out there and having fun. Like, celebrate.
I mean, it made me enjoy the goal. I'm still mad at the referee for the
call. And the fact that
I was going to curse.
Yeah.
I had to stop myself.
Beep. We don't have a beep button, so we can't.
Yeah. For that call, because I think it was horse pocky.
Horse pocky?
Isn't that what Christian says? I think Christian says it's horse pocky.
Sure. I don't know.
That is, I believe your boyfriend or husband has been known to say I just demoted him.
Well, you should get demoted for using horse pocky. Jeez. Anyways, so I mean, yes, with that PK, it is now tied in the 81st minute, 1-1. And I mean, that just stinks because it happened so quickly. And so I didn't feel like Angel City got to really like regroup, enjoy it. It's like they went from to
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a curse. A lot of teams give up goals right after they score them.
Yep.
We did get 2 subs, though. In the 82nd minute, Isabel Rodriguez in for Del Fava. And in the 83rd, Lily Nabet checks in for Claire Emsley.
All right. And we're going to see more of this lopsided calling when Danny Weatherholt in the 88th minute, she's going to get a yellow card for literally the similar foul that happened 2 seconds ago against Savannah McCaskill. Wasn't a yellow, but whatever.
eye roll. 3 minutes of Verizon Wireless stoppage time. And in the 91st minute, Didi goes to ground against Bennett as she makes an initial block. Bennett is able to dribble around Didi, and she actually puts this ball in the back of the net, but offside.
It's an offside call. And we go back and watch it again, and it is definitely offside. So
100%. And I love the referee's reaction. Just, nah, man.
no, it was funny. I was
Nah.
watching the line judge who calls the offside, and it's a shot of him from the side with the offside flag up. And you see like a whole row of like little girls celebrating the goal. Like they're just like cheering. And he's just like side eyes them and kind of does like a little nod and then slowly puts his flag down and then turns back and looks at the pitch because he's probably thinking like, not today, girls. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh.
But that is the game. Angel City leave Kansas City Current with 1 point.
1 point. And where does that put us on the table?
We're still in seventh. Yeah.
Currently still in seventh place.
Currently still
What
in
did I
seventh
say?
place.
We're not in Kansas anymore, but we're still in seventh.
Yeah. We've got 22 points. The teams ahead of us, though, 23, 24, 25, 26. And then the top 2 teams with 28. So it is still a very tight race for these playoff spots. And, we've got 15 games, so we do have 1 in hand. But, those San Diego Wave, they keep dropping down. They're down to 4th.
They are. I mean, a win could definitely put us, right there with them, which, I don't know who would have called that, a couple games into the season, but not all is
Kansas
lost.
City are in 3rd, and we were
Exactly.
able to tie them. Beat them, really, if you do ignore the referee.
Yes, technically, like I said, it does feel like a loss because I think we should have won. But
We
either
should've.
way, we did come out with a point. We'll take a point. That's, the good thing about that is that point helps us be 4 points above Orlando Pride. They couldn't eclipse us with a win,
Which
so
is
that's
good. We do like that. When we look at the team stats for the end of the game, Kansas City Current had 16 shots to our 8, which is evident in the amount of saves Didi had because 8 of those shots were on target. Possession pretty split at 53 to our 47. Pass accuracy, similar, 73-69. Fouls, they called 11 for KC Current, 10 on us, but for some reason, we end up with all the yellow cards. Get out of here. 1 for Kansas City, 4 for us. Corners even at 4 for Current, 3 for Angel City. I'm sorry, that was offsides.
Wow.
Corners at 6 for the Current and 3 for Angel City.
Going back to scroll back up for a second. It sucks. They had just as many shots.
You were just gonna look at the
sucks.
stats and go,
Okay,
"It
that's
sucks."
bad. No.
And done.
And no. If I was a cat, I would have thrown that off the
I
table.
really thought that's what you were doing. Just
No, I was
looking at these stats.
we
sucks.
took as many shots as they put on target.
Yeah.
We're definitely still lacking forwards and that finishing third and actually being able to do something with the ball once we've defended it well and once we've passed it well. We got to figure out what to do with it there. And again, it's just it's frustrating.
It's very frustrating. But you know what? I do feel like we're on the precipice. We've got 4 away games to go, which is a crazy road stretch to not come home. But the next road game is on the 28th against Gotham, who, and when we look at their last 5 games played, it's loss. And we know how Angel City likes to keep streaks
We love
up.
keeping people's streaks alive. So let's go.
We got this.
Let's go, Gotham. We got you. We're going to keep your streak alive.
And speaking of next weekend, though, this could be an interesting podcast for us because
I know.
I'm going to be in Colorado.
You are because
My brother's getting married.
You're getting a new sister.
I get a sister. My mom's
Aw.
not pregnant, but I'm getting a
Love
sister.
that. Yay,
Yeah.
good for you. No, I'm so happy for them. They're lovely and yeah. Will you
2 of the smartest people I know and 2 of the kindest people I know.
definitely. Well, you're gonna have fun in Colorado. The weather should be perfect. But yes, we are gonna have to find ways to watch the game and pod about it. So bear with us. We'll figure something out. This works well. If we can figure out if you need to take stuff, we may do remote StreamYard as well. We've done it before in the
Hey.
past and it's worked well. But we'll see. I will be coming off the heels of the Motley Crue concert the day before. So
we're going to get a hungover
you're
panda.
gonna be at a wedding and I'm gonna be at SoFi.
Oh my God.
at-
We're both going to be just like messes when we come into the next podcast with shades and coffee, like iced coffee,
Yes.
sunglasses, hoodies.
I'm gonna hood up, sunglasses on, iced coffee as big as my head.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do
Let's
this pod.
hope that we have a fun game to talk about. Let's hope we have a game that we can find to watch to
Oh
talk
my
about.
God, right?
I think it's on Paramount.
It better be.
That's what I read. I think it's on Paramount from what I saw because it was being advertised as the next game. And I was like, oh, that's not this game. So we should be in luck. If you've had success watching it on Paramount, this should be no different.
All right. Well, you know how we like to end. We do have a quote from our goal scorer, Carrie Riccaro. To get a point against a team that hasn't been beaten in 10 games in front of a record crowd here at Children's Mercy Park was incredible. They definitely took it to us and were on the back foot. But we fought hard with heart and grit. Unfortunate to give up a penalty at the end, but we finished out the game with a tie. I'm proud of our team for stepping up. Winning games is really important right now.
Could not agree more.
And you know how we like to end. Bye. And here's our fluff. I don't even know what to fluff about right now.
You had a lot of fluff on you earlier.
I did. I had a little fluff ball.
She came over and saw her kittens.
Yes, my little boys.
Yes, Hagrid.
They need the loves. They
They
need all
don't-
the loves.
They don't need the
They don't
love.
get enough love,
They're-
really, is what
They
I'm
act like they are love deprived.
I'm coming to the conclusion that you don't love my cats enough.
I've literally given them a home and food and water and places to sleep.
Okay, but let's talk about these kitties because next week is a big week for them.
Next week,
They are losing their manhood.
their manhood is going away. There are 6 things that are going to no longer be in this house anymore.
Only one man will still have his balls.
What if I drop him off too?
Can you take my husband?
Like, how are there 4? There's 4 people on this list. I don't understand. But yes, that's going to be great. I hope
Yeah.
they don't have to have cones.
They probably will.
Well, they said if they don't look like they are like bothered by their stitches and they're not licking them,
Oh,
then they won't. But can you imagine 3 kittens with like
cone
cones?
heads.
Have you seen Stranger Things? Think of demigorgons, like little baby demigorgons running around.
If anyone has any tips for Amanda as she goes into the neutering appointments next week, please send them her way because it's one thing to have one cat get snipped. It's
3.
another thing to do 3 at once.
3 at once, guys. Please send me all the wine.
And cat treats.
Oh, poor little
The
boys.
poor babies.
They're so cute.
They're adorable. They're really growing up fast.
Yes, they're getting big.
They're getting so
Is
big.
there anything else that went on? Oh, well, you know what we didn't talk about on the last podcast?
What?
The Malort.
Oh,
We never talked about the Malort.
I tried to put it out of my mind.
I can't forget it.
Oh,
What I'm
it's 'cause
talking
you
about.
actually swallowed.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
I mean, I thought that's what we were supposed to do. Yeah. At the last game, we had talked about we played Chicago and they have something called Malort.
Blech.
And it's made from wormwood and it's awful. It's like gasoline and vomit.
JR described it as licking the bottom of a shoe.
I'd rather lick the bottom of a shoe, honestly.
We have a video. Christian actually dropped to the ground and like
Tried
kissed
to lick the
dirt.
grass. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's awful. It lingers and it coats the tongue and it wants to be with you forever. And
It's
it's
disgusting.
awful. And I didn't know no one else was taking shots of it.
Oh, I was not about to take a full.
I mean, I was gonna
I'm
taste
not
it.
drinking right now.
I
So
know.
I put it in my mouth and I spat it out.
Either way, it was awful. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. It was awful.
It was probably the worst thing I've ever
Yeah,
smelled,
It's definitely the worst.
had near my lips,
I would much rather have absinthe or Jaeger,
or
Goldschlager.
literally everything else in the world.
Yeah.
I would rather go eat mud. I would rather drink horse urine. Not kidding.
Wow, horse
Like
urine.
it's that bad.
She's not wrong, folks. But if you don't trust us or don't believe us, please
Go ahead, buy yourself
find
a bottle.
it if you can find it. I don't know where they found it. I think it's
I-
only sold in Chicago. I don't think anyone else allows
they
it
keep
in
the
their
torture
states.
central.
Yeah,
I think it's actually listed by the government as like a form of torture.
I think it's actually a form of terrorism. It's awful.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Anyways,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed all this. Not a whole lot to fluff about. It's been
It's
a
also
busy
different when we don't drink. There's not as much fluff.
week.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, it'll come back. We're
We'll be-
just
We'll
taking
be
some
drinking
time.
next time. My sobriety stint will be over.
That's right. It might be hair of the dog we're drinking.
Oh my God, it could be crazy. You're gonna want to be on YouTube with us.
Yes.
You're gonna want to comment.
Yes, we definitely a live one. Are you drinking? You're drinking at your brother's wedding. That's
Yeah,
the
I'm
next time.
I'm not drinking until next Thursday
Why Thursday?
because I have to fly.
Oh, so that was the. Oh, so that was the reason. Okay.
Yeah, we're not drinking until Colorado, but I'm not about to fly sober.
Are you psychopath?
No, only psychopaths fly sober.
Psychopaths fly sober.
And minors.
Well, they're psychopaths. Little tiny psychopaths. All right, guys. We
All
hope you
right.
enjoyed this recap of this match. We're getting there. We're getting there. Ay, ay, ay. Bye bye.